Man, what up, y'all, man? We back, man, episode, 40, man, interview 40, you know what I'm saying? We sitting here with Wes Sutton, man. How you feeling tonight, brother?
Feeling great, man. Feeling good. Joy. Grateful to be here.
Yeah, man. No, man, I truly appreciate you, just, taking the time to, sit down on my platform, man. I was like, you definitely somebody who, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta, get you on here, man. Like, you embody resilience.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get on here, though. We finally made it happen. So
Heck yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, Wes, man. First off, man, you killed it, in Montreal, you know what I'm saying? You killed it in Canada, man. But, just talk about the journey, just leading up to it. And then let me ask you, man, like, talk about let's just talk about the whole Canada experience. How was that, man? Like just living, in another country, just everything, playing ball, getting to play
Man, definitely playing football has been the best thing about it,
Right.
Also, on the field, once I got out there, I didn't know what to expect. I heard a lot of stuff about it. People were saying, different rule changes and this and that. I saw it a couple times on TV. I've seen some players play previously before I got up there. But, once I got up there, man, it's cool. Montreal's a beautiful city. It's a very diverse city. It's a lot of different people from all different cultures. It's amazing. Like I go, I go out there. I just enjoy it. The football is great. I'm just grateful to be at this point in my life where I'm at, and being up there in Canada has just been a great adventure.
Right, man. No, I definitely got to get up. I definitely got to get up to Canada for sure, man. I'm like, that's definitely a spot I definitely want to, get up to. And then, man, like you were able to get selected. Like I don't know what you guys call it. I don't want to say like the Pro Bowl, like the NFL or something. But you were selected as an All-Star, right? Like, man, talk about just that feeling, and then just seeing your hard work, just paying off, man.
That was one of my goals going into the season. Did a lot of just visions and just hoping to, that was a goal. That's hoping that I wanted to achieve that, and I was able to achieve it. And when I did, man, it was just all I could do was thank God. I was super grateful. Like, He's been my rock, throughout this entire journey.
Right.
He's always been in my life, growing up, but after college and going throughout this whole journey and growing as a man, he's been, everything and more that I ever needed. So
Right.
it just was a great honor to be selected as, the best, one of the best in the league.
Come on, that's big time.
Especially as a defensive back. And it's just, it's been a journey, a long journey, but, I'm still going, and I'm super grateful.
No, man, and like I heard you say, like he was in my life all my life, but like going through the journey, because like that's what I tell people, like you gotta like find God for yourself, you know what I mean? Because a lot of us was raised on it and stuff, but it's different when you start building that relationship by yourself, you know what I mean? Because it's like the relationship your mother might have or your grandmother might have, it's not gonna get you in the kingdom. Like you gotta build that own relationship. And then let me ask you, Wes, like you accomplished the goal that you set out for, like I say, being selected as an All-Star in the CFL, man, which I'm like I say, congrats to you on that. Let me ask, like, man, how do you when you check off them goals, like how are you remaining humble? Like keeping a level head, man.
Man, just knowing all the work that I've, put in, and just I love the process. That's where I find joy in the process. The results come, when you take care of the process. And even after the season, like I couldn't wait to get back here and just get back into that grind. Like that's where my heart is at. My heart is in the grind. So I'm obviously thankful for the accolades, and that's something that you want to be honored with. Whenever you do anything in life, you want to be known as one of the best. And if you don't feel like that, you probably shouldn't be doing it. But man, it was just something that I'm just amazed, just humble, man. Like that's only like I had goals and stuff like that, and then just to see them come to fruition, it's just like I know so many of the opportunities, they weren't of my doing, like it was God. It was Him making a way and Him giving me favor and Him, like being in Canada. I never thought I'd be there, and like He made a home for me there. It made me, I was favored within the city and within the coaching staff, and just continuing to just follow my dream is just, it's been amazing.
Right. Nah, man, that's real. And like, it just made me think like, man, isn't it a blessing? Like the plans, like God plans are better than the ones we have for ourselves.
Bro, for real. and it's tough though to even see that and acknowledge that, you know, especially because it's gonna be harder than what you envision. You know, when I was coming out of college, like I didn't envision it to be this way. You know, obviously you think of, you want a house, you want to have a family, you want to be successful at this age. Like I wasn't that, but I would never go. If I could go back, I would do everything the same exact way again, because it's made me the man that I am, and I built this, you know, my relationship with the Lord, and that's the most important thing.
Nah, that's real right there. Let me ask, man, like, how do you build on, you know, what you're doing? You know, like you made the AllStars, so like, how do you build off of that? And you know, just this momentum you got going, man.
So, you know, like I said, do a lot of prayer and meditation, and this year is, God told me this is a year of consistency and discipline.
I like that.
Consistency so last year was abundance and breakthrough, and you know that's what happened. And you know, He gave me hope. Not just in accolades, it's abundance of joy, love, you know, peace, abundance in my relationships, breakthrough in my relationships, you know, just seeing different aspects of breakthrough and abundance. And now this year is, you know, it's consistency and discipline, and it makes so much sense because I have now, you know, kind of taken that next step in my career, and now I'm looked at as, I'm liked, you know, like people look at me like, oh, you know, 37, West Sutton, like he's a boy, like, you know, like before that, you know, a lot of people looked at me like that, but they, you know, you don't really know until they see it. And now, you know, they're seeing it. So it's just, yeah, you know, they see it, and that's really it. So I just gotta just continue to just put my work in and stay locked in with the grind, and you know, everything else will take care of itself, especially, you know, I know this is the year of consistency and discipline. So
right. And for like a lot of you guys that don't know, right, Wes played at Chandler High, you know what I'm saying? We played against, you know, each other a few times. You know what I'm saying? We had to give them that work, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Chandler boys. We whooped them boys, not just like
that was nice.
But you know, you go on to, you know, NAU. And then, you know, from there, you know, you get a stint with the, you know, Philadelphia Eagles, right, for a little while, man. You know, just talk about like all those experiences, and you know, just getting to like the CFL. You know what I mean? Like, what I want to know, like, you know, like what was like your favorite? What was like your favorite moment been so far? You know what I mean? I'm definitely sure it's the AllStars, but you know, like talk about like high school or college. Like, you got any memories from there? Like as far as on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of memories, even, you know, from high school when we beat Hamilton. We were like, Chandler hadn't beat Hamilton for 17 years straight.
Right.
We ended up winning for the first time, and it was crazy. Like, you know, fans were coming up to us on the field saying, like, thank you. I'm like, I had recently went to Basha, and I transferred over to Chandler, so this whole rivalry, Hamilton-Chandler rivalry, was kind of new to me. And then, you know, once we were able to win, it was crazy just seeing the reaction of the fans in the city. And, yeah, but I got a lot of different just memories from the game of football and being on the field. I think just the experience, seeing new things, you know, having a stint with the Eagles and seeing how, you know, that type of level and professionalism, how they run things, you know, and stuff like that. And just continuing to grow. Even then, you know, I didn't make the team, and then just continuing to go along my journey. It's just been been fun, but there's a lot of different memories.
Let me ask you about that. Like, okay, so you're with the Philadelphia Eagles. You get cut. You don't make it. Now, what kept you going, man? Why why not stop there? You know, because a lot of people, you know what I mean, they go after something, and it's like once it don't go their way once or twice, it's like, I'm done with it. You know, man, talk to me about, like, you know, what kept you going during those times, man? Because I'm sure it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy, but my support system helped me a lot. You know, my family, my dad always told me when I was younger, like, you know, if you're the best now, like, you always going to be the best. You know, as you continue to grow, you still playing against the same dudes, you're going to be the cream and going to always rise, you know? So he always told me that. And I was the best when I was younger. And, you know, as I continue to just grow in my career, I'm continuing to flourish and grow as a player. But, yeah, I think it's just that, you know, that,
Right.
and also the belief in myself. You know, I
Right.
believe that I can play this game. Like I know I can be
Man,
with
talk
one of
about
the
that
best.
belief, man, because I think that's like big. And, you know, like David Rassick, you know, I had him on the interview last time, and he said, like, you know, like he was talking about this brand Dreamer, and he was like, before, like, you can do anything, you got to believe in yourself. He like, it's not something you can work hard at. It's not like, you got to believe it can happen first before you even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, you got to believe in yourself. Like, that's the main thing. And other people may not believe in you as much as you got to believe in yourself. You know, you got to show it to them. Like,
right.
they only going to know once they see it. So you got to show it, and you got to continue to keep believing in yourself. And that's where you find that comfort and that drive and that grind, is when you know that, you know, you're capable of doing it.
Right. Nah, that's real. Like you say, that's like when you know you're capable, then like you say, you start to grow. And then it just made me think of, like I tell people all the time, like, God say walk by faith, not by sight. But as humans, we walk by sight and not by faith. Like I say, it's hard to believe that everything gonna work out. You see negative $150 in your account. You be like, what? Like, or you see like, you know what I mean? Like things not going in your favor, man. So, and then, man, one thing I heard you mention was like support system, man. You know, talk about that, man. And, you know, just the support system, because a lot of people, like, you know, like I tell people all the time, like when you're chasing your dream and stuff, like not that many people believe in you. And then like that support might come from others that you didn't even expect, man. So just hit on that support system, man.
You know, I think I'm grateful to have a support system within my immediate family. You know, they pushed me and always believed in me and allowed me to chase my dreams. You know, they never forced me to make this left turn when I saw my dreams kind of dwindling. You know, they didn't say, hey, well, Wes, you need to get a job, or Wes, you need to do this. Like, they said, hey, like, you know, like whatever you want to do, we got your back, we behind you, and we're gonna keep pushing you towards that. And you know, that helped me so much. You know, like it didn't. They may not have even seen it. You know, like I don't fault them for that, but it's just they may not have even really seen what I was really working towards and how much I want this dream. You know, but they trusted as their son that, okay, you know, we're gonna be behind him and that we're gonna love him. We're gonna keep pushing him to continue to follow his dream, because that's what he wants to do. And it's just something, you know, it's amazing. I'm grateful to have that.
And it's so good to hear, man, because a lot of people don't have that, or like you always got like people telling you what you should do, or like here and there. And that's why I tell people, like, I'm big on getting advice, but like, you can't tell me like when I was on that phone with God, it was only a 2-way call. It wasn't a 3-way. Like, so it's like you don't see my vision the way I see my vision. You know what I'm saying? So I think like you say, like that's very important. And then let me ask you, Wes, like me just being the football guy I am, like who would you say like the best player, or like, you know, give me like top 3 that like you had to guard or like, you know, played against, period.
You gonna try to get me in trouble with this?
Got to, man. They gonna be like, Wes ain't mention me. Right.
I mean, I gone against some good receivers, some great receivers. I think, you know, I would say for one, just somebody who just helped me. You know, iron sharpens iron throughout college. My 4 years was Emmanuel Butler.
Yeah, shout out to E-Butt, man.
Yeah, shout out to my dog, man. He's got me better each and every day. Like, you know, we was battling, and that's something that you can never take for granted when it's in practice. You know, somebody that you're going against week by week. So I'll say him. Man, I mean, it's some good receivers. I mean, even like I never played against Dame before in a game, Dame Sheehy, but he's cold. You know, like it be the dudes that I'm really training with. It's not really in game. You know, it's like my training is harder, so it make the game easier. So like the guy like JoJo, Dame, you know, E-Butt, them type of guys that from the city or you know, live in the city that I work with in the off season, or I train with them in college. You know, guys like that.
Nah, man, that's real, man. Shout out to all them Dame, JoJo, all them boys. Yeah, I be seeing y'all out there, you know, just getting to it, man. So, nah, man, it's definitely you know, dope to see. And then Wes, man, like, let me ask you, man, like, you know, I seen you, you know, like, you know, speaking to the kids and, you know, things like that, man. You know, what was some game that you shared with them?
You know, I often tell them, I try to give them like 2 things that when I was in their shoes or at their age, something that I would have wanted, some advice that I wanted. And I usually always say, control what you can control. Throughout my whole career, like, only thing that I could control was my attitude and my effort. And it sounds cliche, but like it's real. Like, my attitude of how I'm gonna come to work every day, even if going to work was going to the park up the block to train by myself, because I didn't have an opportunity at the time. But keeping the right attitude and knowing that, something's coming, believing by faith that something's coming, and keeping the right attitude, and that helps tremendously,
Right.
And my effort, just giving 100% effort all the time, that's something that I can control. You can't control all the circumstances that go on around you. What you can control is what's inside of you and your attitude and your effort and how you come to work. And another thing was just be mindful of what you build your foundation on. Your foundation, for me, my foundation is in God, but for other people, it can be something different, but make sure that it's sustainable. Make sure that it's not built off of other people's opinions about you, because that's not going to last. They're going to be with you and they're going to say you good, they're going to say you bad. That's something that you can't build your morale out there. You can't build your foundation out there because it's not lasting. So I try to give them something every time.
Right. And like for a lot of people who don't know, like when he's talking about like this foundation, like it's like before any building's built, the foundation come out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let me ask you this, Wes, like what would you say your foundation's built on?
For one, my foundation is built on God.
That's real.
His word, who he is in my life and who he's been. Even before I knew him, like he kept me.
Ain't that a blessing too that like he kept you, man? That's why I always tell God like, thank you for keeping your hands on the center like me,
even
man.
Before I knew him, like
come on, man, because I didn't cut up,
boy. What? Everybody had, but
real
like
talk.
It's like, man, I could have dang near, died like doing what I was doing.
Come on, man.
Got in an accident on some just not knowing and being ignorant. But yeah, I would just say most definitely it's built on the Lord.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's the best foundation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't get no better than this. And then man, I just have a question, man. Like how, like when you got this influence and you got kids looking up to you. I mean, we was just at career day together. You know what I'm saying? Me and Wesley was in that book. I'm like, what y'all want me? Yeah. I can't, man. Wes, I can't talk after him. But man, you got this influence and you got kids looking up to you, man. So my question is like, how important is it to lead the kids in the right way, but to also be you? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I think it's I tell them that, like still be you, like don't let anybody change who you are or how you may see, obviously take advice and fine-tune some things that need to be fine-tuned from, somebody who gives you advice, but don't neglect your authenticity, continue to be you. Like that's who God made you to be. There's only one of you, so be you, Have fun being you and your gift will make way for you, like just be you. Like that's really what I tell them, and that's the best advice that I can give them.
Yeah, man, no, that's real, because it's like I tell people like all the time. That's why I always, even in my bio, like I'm godly, I'm gutter, I'm genius. Like I'm all three. So like, so if you see me at my gutter moment, like I'm gutter too. Like don't forget it. Like, cause when you walk in that walk with God, like people just be like, oh, like they take that kindness for weakness. Like they think like God like just being punk. Like hold on, what God you think I serve? Like man, God has some bad boys. You know what I'm saying? Like some of his greatest disciples, some bad boys. Peter, Saul. Like come on, man. Like the list go on. Like killing stuff. Like I'm just, but nah, man, it's funny. I just had to ask that question because I feel like, like I say, I feel like sometimes people want to pertain such an image that they lose their true self. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I'm just big on just being me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it's some things, like I remember Mozzie said in a song, like he was like, like he was just pretty much talking in the song like I got this addiction. Like at least I don't post it on the gram, even though it's my addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just remember my brother Tavon one time. He was just like, I drink at home, and he was like, it's not because I'm hiding who I am. But he said everybody not mature enough to see that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, just certain things. That's why I was like, just asking you, like, how much do you, want to be you, but also too, like, you know what I'm saying? God, the babies, and that stuff, the right way, man, because it's huge, man. And then like is it your goal to? Are you happy where you at? Like, is it like, okay, I made the AllStars in the CFL, and like, okay, I want to go here, or like, I'm gonna stay where I'm at? Because guys that made a career off that, they didn't made a living off the CFL. So like, where you at in that thought process?
Obviously, I want to get back to the league, get back to the NFL, but it's. If I learn anything on this journey, it's not my plan, it's God's plan, and that's something that I'm still growing in and still really trying to just be comfortable in, knowing that, like, I have this dream of making it to the NFL, but if that's not God's plan for me, like, I'm okay with that, and I'm even saying that, it's like I'm forcing myself to say, like, I'm okay with that,
Right.
But it's like, I'm grateful, I'm grateful to still be playing football. Like, this is a game that I've been playing since a kid, and wherever, like, it's a game. Like, I get to go to work to play a game. Like, I'm, blessed to do that, and I'm obviously, I want to continue to keep growing and keep excelling as a player. And if it's in the CFL, then by all means, I'm gonna give my 110%. And if I get an opportunity to go to the league, I'm going to do the same. So, and I'm not going to turn down no opportunity to go to the league.
right. I'm going to be right there. What you say?
I'm going.
Nah, man, that's real right there, man. You got to, man, like I tell people all the time, like, when God say move, you got to move.
Move. Boy, real. Get up there,
so I say, what jump, how high, God, I'm afloat. Nah, man, it's real, man. And let me ask you this, Wes, because I know every day not, perfect, man. So when you fall on those tough times, when you find yourself missing the family, when you find yourself like, is this still worth it, what I'm doing? Like, talk about them days. Like, what kept you pushing? Like what kept you pushing, man?
Man, a lot of things, I think.
Because you are resilient. Like, that's why I got you on here. Like I say, from the story from Chandler to NAU to the Eagles to the CFL, I'm like, man, one thing about Wes is he kept working.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't one of those, like, and I'm not saying it was an underdog story or nothing like that, but it wasn't like man, we like Wes doing this thing, man, like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, no, it definitely is. I mean, call it what it is. It's an underdog story.
Come on, okay. I can put the title on it. There we go.
It is. Like, I never, like, I have a chip on my shoulder. My dad be telling me, like, when he joke around, he call me Chip, like, because, like, I've always had a chip on my shoulder, and since high school, coming out of high school, I had one offer, out of college, undrafted, did the whole, obviously went through all that. But, yeah, man, I think just believe, like we talked about before, just believing in myself. I believe that I can do this. I believe that I can play at the highest level. And as I built my relationship with God, I've started to understand that everything's not going to come when I want it to come.
Right.
And it may not come how I want it to come. But if I continue, faith without works is dead. Like, I can believe all I want to believe, but if I'm not putting the true work behind it, and I'm talking like real work. Like,
real work.
I'm not just posting on the gram just to say I'm working out.
Come on. You know how they do it.
The boys that's not posting on the gram, those are the ones you need to be worried about.
Come on.
Because they not posting their workouts. They probably really getting it in.
Come on, really everyday life.
Yeah, like, so it's not, it's not a facade. And I know that I need to, if I'm going to have all this faith and believe that I can accomplish these goals and visions that God has put on my heart, like, I need to put work behind it. And that's just really where I fell in love, was just, working and grinding and continue to prevail.
Heck yeah. And I got to ask you a question, man, because a lot of people just don't get this, man. Like, can I ask, like, what did your life look like when you weren't close with God? Like, how was that? How was them trials and tribulations then, like, when you didn't have God in your life?
Man, it was a tragedy, bro. Like, I always felt like, if, like, I could get myself out of situations, or, like, it was all based on me and, like, my emotions, and, like, it was very just selfish life, like, something that's, like, obviously I always had a good heart, and that's from the Lord, but it was my desires and my fleshly desires were just continuing to always rise more than my spirit would. You know, like in times where it was tough, like my flesh would come out to where I'm angry at somebody because of a certain situation that, you know, at the end of the day, maybe I could just turn the other cheek, forgive them, something like that, you know, and it was causing me more harm than it was benefiting me. So, yeah, man, that time was, you know, and I'm still growing. Like I'm still have faults, and I'm not perfect.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
people get it twisted. Like people think like just because I'm, you know, walking with God, like my walk is gonna be perfect all of a sudden. Like, nah, I'm still gonna sin just like you. Man. I'm still gonna make mistakes. And like the reason why I asked you is because I'm like, man, it's hard living a godless life. And I remember when I was, you know what I'm saying? And people always question like, you know, oh God, this and that, and is he real and this and that, and like, man, I just be like, man, having God in my life, like, it make me think. It helped me to, you know, do more right than wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because like you say, not living a godless life, not having God in your life, man, you be out here moving, living whatever, like you say, short-tempered, and like you say, I heard you say, like, I always tried to make things better, and I'm like, man, people don't understand, like, when I try to make things better, I end up worse than what I was, like, I end up in a way worse condition than, you know, what I was just in, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm like, man, nah, man, you definitely need, you know, God in your life for real, man.
Sure.
And then, you know, just talk about, you know, like what are some things that, like, you know, what are some upbringing, like what are some things that you learned in your upbringing that like have just been instilled with you, you know, like forever? Like what are a couple things that you're like, dang, I remember Pop's mom teaching me this and like I'm applying it to my life?
I think I have like a great balance between my mom and my dad. My dad, he's the real, you know, stickler. Like he's somebody that like he was always on me. Like, you know, he was the one, like, if I did something wrong, like, I didn't want Dad to know. You know, like, maybe Mom could know because she ain't going to be as...
She going to let it slide.
You know,
like,
she going to let it slide. She may yell at me a little bit, but she ain't ever... You know, my dad, he gonna fix it.
Right.
And it's like,
It's that simple. It's gonna get fixed. It's gonna get fixed.
And, but my mom, man, she's one of the best, like, loving people that I know, you know? And so I have this good balance of, you know, my dad always told me, you know, just respect people. Like he was always big on respect and always big on, you know, having a plan. Like he always taught me that, like from a young boy. Like if I'm going to a friend's house, like how am I getting there? Like I had to let him know all this stuff before.
You gotta have a plan, bro. I'm like,
how am I getting back?
I don't even think that far.
Yeah, like I'm like, I'm just trying to go to bro's house. Like
I thought you was taking me.
Like have a plan, like because. You know, you can't just call somebody up 5 minutes before, like, hey, Dad, come get me. Like, I got stuff going on, you know? Like, bro. So he taught me that, like, have a plan, man.
Hey, and ain't it crazy, Wes, like, as a kid, because I remember, I'm like, dang, I hate my dad. Like, I'm like, dang, my mama just be like, boy, go run the streets, hop on the bus, go. Dad, like, what you doing? This, that. Who gonna be there? What else? And then it's like, as a kid, you don't understand. So I'm like, dang, they being tough on me. Like, Dad, like, he asking me stuff but I'm like, as you realize as you get older, I'm like, now I see.
It's crazy.
Like, he was trying to prepare me. Now I respect people time. My dad, you know me, man. Hey, what? I get out the locker room after the game. Hey, what up? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Taking pictures with the girls with my number on. My dad, like, I've been sitting in the car for an hour. Like, I'm in trouble. I'm like, you know what I mean? Just little things like that, man, that, you know, you take with you and, you know, you can definitely apply it to, you know, just life, man. Hey, LB, you want to switch your angle? You want to stop on that side? Yeah. It's good, brother, because we at the 30-minute mark, so it's good. Just go ahead and cross by, LB. Yeah, it's good, brother. Heck yeah. I mean, let Wesley get some water. Because I was like, man, I already know just being stuck on that side is like, it's like crazy. Like, I know I'll be like, man, I done shot this angle so many times. Like, I don't know how to, man,
on the ground right now, trying to look at different angles.
Right. Like, yeah, that's why I was like, man, let me help him out. Let him cross through here, man. And then Wes, man, like, I know, man, we didn't like bump knees like 5 times. I'm like, dang, I'm trying to figure it out, God, but I ain't trying to like be down at the camera. So I'm like, you know, definitely give him his space, man. And then Wes, man, I gotta ask, man, because like I said, I'm honored, man, that, you know, you even took the time to, you know, jump on the platform, man. Like, why jump on the platform?
Man, for one, because you're somebody that everybody knows in the city, you know, you've always been a stand-up guy. Even though I didn't go, obviously, we didn't go to the same school, but, you know, you know the good guys. You know what I'm
bro.
saying? Like the homies and the bros, the guys that you can respect,
Right.
and you're one of them. So,
Heck yeah.
just I appreciate coming on here. I've seen a lot of other, great faces that's been on here too.
Heck
So
yeah.
I was just waiting for the opportunity to get on here, and it's perfect timing, man.
Heck yeah, man. It is, man. I'm like, man, I got to get Wes on it. I'm like, he doing this thing. And like you say, just Godspeed and got timing. Because, I mean, we've been playing this. You know what I mean? Like you say, like, Godspeed got timing. Like, I just know things like, it be stuff I prayed for and God just answering them now. You know what I'm saying? So, real talk. And then, like you say, just giving insight on being a stand-up guy. I tell people all the time, like, when you walking in the light, like, you can see. Yeah. Like, God give you sight to see, like, okay, this is a good person right here. Like, you know what I mean? I can feel it, the energy. You know what I'm saying? Versus, like, I tell people, when you're in the dark, you can't see. You know what I'm saying? And the perfect, like, example my pastor I gave, I remember one time he's in church and he's like, have you ever been going to sleep and your brother, like, oh, it's somebody in the closet, then you click the light on and it's just a shirt and a hanger. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, when you're in the dark, you can't see, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, just being in that light, man, and the feeling is, you know what I mean? The feeling is, man, it's mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely, it's definitely mutual, man. And then I heard you, you said consistency was like the big thing for this year, man. Like, what does consistency like look like for Wes, man? Like like how's that looking for you right now at this moment?
Man, I mean, everything in my life I try to learn from other people, so like I look at different athletes and like everybody knows like LeBron or Tom Brady, like how are these guys so consistent for so long, and I think it's I'm still trying to figure it out, like I'm just on the journey and just really trying to figure it out. But I think if I could put my thumb on it, I would just say it's you're not always going to be motivated to go to work or, read the Bible or, treat your wife with love and respect, or treat your kids with, like, you're not always, we're humans, you're not always going to want to do that. But having that discipline, to even though you feel this way, you get up and you go work out, or you open that word, or you take 5 seconds and then address the kids or address your wife. Like that's something that it over time it builds consistency within your discipline.
Right.
So that's just
that's
something that I've been kind of understanding more as I've grown and watched others.
Yeah, man. And then, like you say, like, just staying disciplined, because, like, with discipline comes consistency. Right. Like, I remember my cousin had said, we was on the phone, and he was like, see, people forget to fall in love with their duty. Like, you fall in love with the duty and what you got to do. My duty is taking care of my wife, taking care of my kids. He like, then that passion comes, you know what I mean? And then, man, let me ask you, man, as a football fan, I'm like, I got to ask Wes, man, like, top 5 DBs, man, all time. Let me hear it, man. Who's Wes 5?
In no particular order.
Okay, no particular order.
I'm going to say you got to put Deion.
Okay,
Charles Woodson.
Ooh, Charles.
Ed Reed.
Ooh, ball hawk.
And I'll say 2 more from this day and age. I love J.C. Jackson. He had a kind of a down year this year after he got traded to the Chargers, but definitely he had some injuries too, but just somebody who's a ball hawk as well. And Tyrann Mathieu, like, and there's more, but those are probably the top 5. Like, and Tyrann Mathieu, somebody that I watched since I was younger, just his versatility and his tenacity on the field.
I know it was crazy to like be watching him to like now I'm in his crib to like now like you know what I'm saying like
he came around quick.
Man, heck yeah, it was quick, man. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? Man, what an experience, man. That's why I'm like life can, definitely be a blessing, man. I'm like so many memories out there, man. And like let me ask you, man, like bro, what's the food like in Canada? Like does it taste like our food or?
It's great. It's actually like, brother, like it's better. Like they have like fast food. They don't have in Montreal. They don't have like Chipotle. They don't got Chick-fil-A. They have McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, like those type of chain food restaurants. But like I was saying in the beginning, there's a lot of people from all different cultures. So it's a lot of authentic food there. Like if you want Chinese food, like it's authentic Chinese food. If you want Jamaican food, it's authentic. Like it's everything that's actually real, like from the actual culture of the people making the food. So bro, you can gain some pounds out there, bro. Like it's one of them cities, like because you just want to try food, especially if you love, trying new things and stuff. But the food is great, bro.
And then let me like because you mentioned the culture, like what is it like being able to travel the world, travel to different countries and things like that, like and just experience with different people, like how does that help you in your life? And what's that experience been like? Because I always say, like Nipsey said, once you travel the world, you ain't returning the same. Straight up.
Yeah. Man, just meeting, like I said, just different people, bro. Like out here, you meet different people, but it's not as diverse as it is in Montreal. And when you go different places in the world, like going to different cities in Canada, like it's cool. I've never been there, and it's a lot like the U.S., like it's not that far off. Like it's not as drastic as you may think it is.
Right.
There's a lot of Americans out there. There's a lot of people that they obviously know about America, and they've been to America back and forth, across the border and stuff like that. But man, it's cool, bro. Like that's all I can really say. Like I'm still, I'm just in the process with it. So.
Yeah, but I love traveling the world because, like I say, like I went to the DR and then I went to Cuba, with Kenny, you know Kenny Lacey, and we was in Cuba and the Bahamas and all that stuff, and it's just like, bro, you just pick up on hustles too, man. I'm like, they be out there hustling, even when you go to like New York or something, like just experiencing like different ways. It's like, oh, I can apply that, I stand on the corner, I see photographers be out there. You want a picture real quick? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll airdrop it to you right now. I'm like, oh, they out here hustling. Right. Pull up in this, they like, you want some? Nah, but let me ask, man. Like, what's your favorite scripture? Like, what you go to? Like when Wes like, okay, I need like, what's your go to scripture? Like, I'm gonna rep this out.
Yeah, I don't know the exact. I know I got a couple, but I would say the first one is Galatians 6:9. It's don't grow weary in doing good, for in due time you reap a harvest if you don't give up.
Come on, Wes. Hey, I think I post that to my story like once a month for real, bro, because it's the real. And like, if you go to my profile, I posted that with the picture of the guy digging. You remember like the diamonds, and I'm like, bro, you all
so
like
close.
You so close, and like. I love that verse because like God say, don't don't go weary in doing the right thing.
Yeah, man.
You'll reap a harvest if you don't give up. And it's like, man, we be so close and like we be right there around the corner. And then, man, like we just, man, that's a good one.
Or you be tired of doing the right thing,
bro.
Over and
it's
over
hard
again.
To do the right thing. Wes, like this dude been tripping for 2 weeks and I gotta turn the cheek out. I'm about ready to slap him.
Yeah, you're like, man, like
hey, God, turn your head for 20 seconds. I just need 20. I'm gonna have him out, God. Cold, like. Nah, real talk, like
it's hard doing the right thing.
It is, man. Like you say, it's hard when you're tired to get up and still go to work. Still, what does my job look like today? Going to the park. Yeah. What is it? It's hard to continue to do the right things, and I think that's why a lot of people just do the wrong things. It's so much more easier to do. It's so much more appealing. Yeah. Doing the right thing sucks. Eating right. Going to the gym. And this food don't even taste good.
Right, yeah. It's like this whole discipline, like. I live a life of discipline, like man. I need to have some fun,
that.
Like, but
real talk.
It ain't, it ain't no time for that. And
come on,
it's tough though.
No, I like that. He said, "I live a life of discipline." Like, come on, bro. That life of discipline. Let me hear another one, brother. You got another one for me? That's what's up, though.
Yeah, I don't know the exact where it is in the word or what chapter, but greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Yeah, and the way that how that resonates with me is like the Holy Spirit that's in me is greater than anything, greater than the enemy that's on the outside in this world. And I can overcome anything with Him. It's not me, it's the strength of the Holy Spirit that's inside of me that allows me to overcome these obstacles and overcome these setbacks. And it's He's greater. Like, that's it.
And man, and it's so good to hear you say, man, because like, people, like my pastor was preaching in church one time and he was like, somebody can live to 105 and they'll be like, well, how'd you do it? Oh, I took a shot. or I ate chocolate. And you never hear nobody say because of God. And like my pastor really put in perspective, and I was like, dang, that's so true. He said, you work out for good health, but good health come from God. He like this, the healthiest people then got sick and died. And I'm like, man, that's real talk. And that's one of the verses that stick with me. It says, it's nothing that we've done to why we have salvation. Because you know us, we be like, oh, I woke up today because I'm a good person, or I did this. And it made me think of Coach Carter. I did this. I tied that. And it's just like I posted on my story the other day. I said, I can never take credit for God work. I can never take credit for God work. Like, this all God. Everything you see, all the perseverance, all the persistent resiliency, like, this God. Like, because I would have gave up. I would have been made on this. Boy, like you say, doing the right thing. I'm like, God, I still got to go do this. I'll be ready to make that phone call. Like,
switch this up real quick. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, man, one verse that stick with me, I would say, my favorite is like, you know, don't worry about tomorrow. You know, for tomorrow bring its own worries, you know? And that scripture really sticks with me because I remember my brother, I was at a low spot. Like, I go up to UAB. I start in 4 or 5 days. Like, and you know, go to any program and just start. But you know, come on, you know, I had to go turn it up on the boys. And then, you know, man, next day, I'm out 15 to 18 months. And so, you know, at that time in my life, I'm like, I just want to sit in my room. Like, I didn't come here to make friends. I didn't come here. And that's why I always tell people, like, God was changing my heart, because then I realized, okay, we got to be in a relationship. God made me have to count on people. I'm on bed rest. I got to ask my roommate to go get me food. But, like, man, that scripture really stuck with me, because I remember just being at a low point. My brother Tavon was like, rep this out. Like, rep this out like bench press. He was like, you don't just go in the workouts, hit the bar once, and then just rack it. He was like, rep this verse out. And it's crazy. I got this picture in my phone, too, man. I'm going to post it. Like, in that scripture, God was like, don't worry about what you'll eat. Don't worry about XYZ. Like, he was like, aren't you more important than the birds? And don't the birds eat every day? And I lived on this hill, so every time I would walk up this hill or drive up this hill or come down the hill, in the mornings, like, it was this man, and he would always feed the birds. And so, to me, like, I'd be going through tough times or whatever, and I would just see those birds eating, and it would just remind me of the scripture, like, man, ain't you more important than the birds? Like, don't worry about tomorrow. And I think that's been, like, one of the biggest things on helping me just lock in, like, just staying present. You know what I'm saying? Just staying present and, you know, where I'm at, man. You know what I'm saying? And then Wes, man, like, you know, you got people that's gonna tune in and watch this interview, man. Like, what's some advice like you would give them? Like, what would you give to somebody who's stuck in a rock and a hard place, and, you know, they want to keep going, or maybe they are where they're at, and, you know, maybe they're getting a little complacent, man. You know, what's some advice you would give to them?
You know, I'm a firm believer that you can do anything that you put your mind to. You know, you got to control what's in between your ears, man. Like, that's your fortune. You know, it's right. What you got, what you think of yourself, what you believe that you can do. And so many people on the outside are going to keep telling you what you can't do, but what you got to remember is what you can do. And, you know, like you said, like, rep it out. Like, say your self-talk, continue to talk positive about yourself, and you will start to see that in the world, and you'll start to, you know, overcome obstacles and prevail in times where, you know, you might have falling short. You know, now you're prevailing because you didn't let that negative comment affect you, or you didn't let this setback affect you, man. So just, man, you got to control what's up here, and just always keep that belief in yourself.
Heck yeah, man. Nah, that's real right there, Wesley, man. You know, before I, like, let you go, man, I just want to ask, like, you know, just speaking, you know, on like who are some people that you look up to? You know, like, it can be known, it can be athletes, it can be anybody. Like, who are, like, some great influencers in your life that, you know, you're like, I learned a lot from them. I mean, I know one for me is Nip Hussle the Great. Like, rest in peace to a real dude right there, man.
I mean, I would say it's funny because, you know, once I would say Kobe.
Kobe too, for sure.
For sure. I knew about him, I watched him, I, you know, was a fan of him growing up and all that, but once I really saw the behind the scenes and like how much he really worked, you know, like and how he just grinded, man, like to get to where he was at, like that's, you know, something that pushed me to continue to just hone in on my craft and continue to grow, you know, in Wesley on the field and Wesley off the field. I'll say Kobe, and also, man, I watch a lot of sermons about TD Jakes. I think
that boy be preaching.
Bro, preaching and just seeing his longevity and his whole life, like, you know, his marriage and.
Hey, he been at it since we was kids. You're right. I didn't even think about that. I'm like, I used to watch him on the free little channel thing. Now they ain't free no more.
And he had a gap in his teeth. Like he don't got that no more. Like he's grown so much, and you can see the wisdom just fall off him. You know, from everything that, and I don't know, obviously everything that he's gone through, but just from the way that he talks, like, and it's not even everything about how he preaches, but, you know, how he, like I said, his marriage, how long he's been married, like his family, and I've read some of his books too, and gives you more in depth about his life and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have influenced me, but I would say those two.
That's what's up, man. And like for Kobe, it just made me think like that commercial, "Boo, you suck, boo, you suck." To next thing you know, they rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? So just not listening to the the naysayers, man. That, you know, man, Kobe was definitely man, he was definitely a guy. And then, you know, it's just always so funny to see people now like so in love with Kobe. I'm like, did y'all forget when we was kids? Y'all all hated Kobe. Right. I remember going to school, and, you know, I went to school in Tempe, you know, I'm from the South Side. They'd be like, you know, me, I'm like, Kobe, he my favorite player. They're like, Kobe's a rapist. I'm like, bro, I'm about to sock you up. Like, what? I don't even know. I don't even care about that. Like, he a hooper. Like, so it's just crazy to see, like, once again, boo, you suck, to this and that, to, you know, you just, you know, you end up, you know, making them, you know, love you, man. Wes, man, like, let me ask you, man, you know, because we're gonna look back on this interview, you know, a few years from now, you know what I mean? And we're gonna be like, man, you remember where we was at, and now we doing part 2, you know what I'm saying? You know, Wes, man, like what does it look like you for the next like 5-10 years, man? Like if you had to map it out, if you had to say where we're gonna be at in 5-10 years, man, like what it's gonna look like for Wes Sutton?
Man, I'm God willingly still playing football. You know, I want to play football till I can't anymore.
Come on.
So, you know, God willingly still playing ball, having a family, you know, married. My plan now looks something different than it did 5 years ago.
Come on, right. That's why I'm like, this is a tough one.
Yeah, like that, like, maybe, but 5 years ago, I would have house, you know.
House, clothes, right. All the stuff that don't, right.
Yeah, don't, you know, that, obviously, it comes, but that's not, you know, what I'm desiring and where I'm putting my heart at. Like, so, you know, I just want to have a just financially stable home and family, just something that I'm not stressing, you know, and I continue to just grow with my family, man, and let God take the wheel.
That's it, man. We simple men around here. We godly men are simple. We don't want too much. We don't need to go this and that. Like, right? You give me a rock in a shed, I'll be all right, man. And then Wes, like, you got any questions for me, man? Anything, man? If I let you cut anything, man?
Yeah, man. How do you stay resilient? Like, how do you? Because I see, you know, how this podcast has grown from. I don't even know exactly where you was. But
I was on the brown couch with it. Come on, like, come on, Wesley. West, like, you know then, like, got it off. Come on, man. Like, that's why I say to catching the bus, man. To, like I say, just putting my dollars into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking every little thing out of my pocket just to, you know, but just staying resilient. Like, it go back to the Bible verse, like, and I would just say God, but like just knowing, like, the Bible verses say, like, you should rejoice when you go through trials and tribulations, for, you know, it only builds the endurance of your faith. And so it always makes me think of the marathon. I gotta have endurance to run a marathon, right? So I'm like, that's the same thing with this life stuff. Like, I know no matter what, like, I remember Floyd Mayweather was like, you know, people say I'm undefeated, but I didn't took losses. I didn't lost money. I done lost loved ones.
Yeah.
So I just know, like, no matter what, like my dad always say, like, what goes up must come down. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no matter what I'm doing in this life, like, something coming. You know, like they say, you in a storm, you either getting out of a storm or you about to go through a storm. You know what I mean? So for me, just the whole resilient, like I say, just having people like you on here, that's what keep me resilient. Like, real talk. Like, because I'm like, Wes could have been gave this up. Like you say, one offer out of high school to like, bro, you know me, every offer in the country, like, to like, I tell people, like, man, like, to, like I say, man, but like, man, that's what keep me resilient. Seeing people like you, man, like, you know, it made me think, like, and just looking at you, like God say, like, they should just see it in you. You don't even got to talk about it. They should just see it in you. And I'm like, man, I see it in you. And like, I'm like, man, this give me more motivation than anything, bro. So
I just want to say, bro, keep inspiring. Like, just iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying? And when I see you continue to push and grow, bro, like, it fuels me and gives me the will to continue to push. So grateful to be here, bro, for real.
Heck yeah,
it's
man.
been an honor.
And man, the feeling is mutual, you know, Wes, man. And like I said, I appreciate you, man. And I can't wait to look back on this interview and, you know, see how far we've grown from just this moment, man. Like we say, you said the brown couch to here to there to now we in the studio to next, you know, we're going to have 20 people in here, like cameras everywhere. Which one do I, you know? So, man, it's just all a process, man, and just moving at my own pace. That's it, man. Moving at our own pace, and like you say, just trusting God's plan, man. But I truly appreciate you, Wes, man, and I'm thankful that you sat down with me, man. For real. Heck yeah, always. We out.